Hello everybody, it's Henry Weedier Man. So I'm working on this Graco GMAX II 3900. So I did some videos on why it wouldn't pump or prime. A lot of people don't know this and don't take their machine apart. So inside here, this foot valve, this screen, it's not a valve, but this foot screen goes on the bottom of the suction tube, gets picked up into the pump. So I got this clean. I used denatured alcohol. Got this out of there. So I like teaching everybody. You got to know the fundamentals and you got to start with the basics. So you can do all this work, but if you don't clean one component, and I'm going to show you here in a minute why, you don't clean the screen out right, it will clog up the pump, which my other video showed all this debris. So see all this debris? This is not staged. This came out of here. So what I do is I use this hook I got, Harbor Freight, I guess I picked up years ago, or anywhere hardware store, but I use this hook. And I get up in there and I loosened all this up. Now watch this. Look at all that. So my point is, this wasn't in the screen area. Okay, this is not in this screen area. As you can see, the screen area, it's up here in this lip. Up inside here, there's a curved lip, and that paint gets up in there and it collects. And if you don't flush it out right and take this out and clean it, what happens is it peels off. See this stuff? Look at this stuff. It peels off and drops down in there, and it gets wedged up into that check valve. So in the next stage of this, in the upper part of this, there's a check valve. So as the pump pulls up, it pulls liquid in, the valve drops down, protects it, and then it pushes the paint out. Well, up in this foot area, let's see if there's any more, this stuff builds up in here, and then what it does is it drops down, just like stuff hanging off a tree, moss on a tree. That's how I look at it. And then here comes some more. See it? There's a lot up in there. Look at that stuff. So you can say, oh, this is clean, but if you don't look up inside there, now what you have to do is, you can see the screen, right? You have visually, what you're gonna have to do is use a flashlight and go up in there and make sure it's clean. Or come from this side, right? And make sure it's clean. You look at it, you gotta get all, there's still more up in there. You gotta get all that stuff out of there. And you can flip it up with your flashlight and you can see it. And there's quite a bit in there. And you gotta keep working at it. You don't get it all out of there, it will drop down. Watch, I'm still gonna dig more out. It will drop down. This is kind of a poor design, really. And it drops down into that, I'll look in the booklets, but I don't think it tells you that, hey, look at this lip. This is where all this is hiding. Look at all that. Now I use the denatured alcohol. Look at all that stuff. I mean, literally, it's almost the whole thing of the screen. Look at that. That's why I'm teaching you this. Taking time to show you this. You do a good job cleaning it, you think you got it, you put it back on, and lo and behold, more of that stuff falls out, gets up in that ball, and then you're like, what's wrong with my machine? Then you go spend thousands of dollars for a new pump, or a couple $100 to have somebody repack it, and that wasn't the problem. Look at that, more coming out, still more coming out, and it's got an edge on it, so I might have to take my air hose and put some real pressure on it and blow it out. But you got to take your flashlight from the top, and there's more over in the corner. There's a lot more in there. Dang. This one's got a lot in it because it wasn't done right. Let me see if I got another hook. I might have to design another tool, or ruin one of my other ones to get up in there. It's coming out. Found some more. Oh my goodness. I can feel it dropping out in the basket. Watch this. Look at. big pieces. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not even close to being done. That denatured alcohol broke a lot of it up, but I gotta get something I'm gonna have to take and bend this and do a hook on it. I had to bend this to do a hook on it, get around that edge. And this stuff's dropping out of there like nothing. There's some more. Watch this. See? Big piece. I'm making this up, like I said. Now this is pre-staged. You got to clean this. And now I know where it was all hidden. It was hidden up in this edge where those threads are. And you may not have a tool. Look at that more. Check it with a flashlight. Yeah, I got to get something a little more sturdier than that pick. It's like, it's there, but it's not getting it. No other way to do it. All right. So I think you get the gist of it. I have to see what. Look at all that stuff. Crazy tool ideas. Oh, you know what I'm using? A spanner wrench. That spanner wrench right in there. Oh, look at that. Well, you never know what you got in the shop. You gotta go look. It's doing it. More coming out. Take another peek. Crazy what's up in there. I think I got it pretty well. I think I got it. 10 times better than what it was. Well, make sure you want to do it one more time, because you don't want them big pieces falling out. Even though the small piece will get stuck up in there. Not a big cage in there. It's just a ball and a cage assembly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this around some more in my denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol container. Good old pretzel container. Works like a champ. And that piece. I like this stuff. It won't hurt you. Get all my pieces out. All that paint just comes right off. That's the seat that goes in there where the ball goes in. Seal it back up. Been spinning that jug for months. Nothing's came out. Yep. So all this paint just dissolves. Look at this. All this latex just breaks down. Ain't that cool? Just comes right off. I think denatured stuff works well. I know I don't have gloves on. You'll be alright. Yeah. If you're not sure, get the instruction out how to properly clean this thing. That ball sits on there and the cage sits on there like that. And it goes down inside there. Actually that side. Alright, I'm going to wire brush all this up. Get all the paint off it. Make sure it's clean. With that, been soaking in denatured. Swish it around, it comes right off. Nice soft brush. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Check the cage, make sure it's clean. You want no pieces going down back in that pump. And then this in here. Clean it off. Give it back to the customer like it's new. I have a motto. I give it back to him better than I gave it to me, and hopefully he'll take better care of it. So far, he got 1.5 years out of this before I come back to see me, so that's pretty good. And my wife took it up on the paperwork. All right, that's your teaching session on a Graco GMAX II 3900 pump suction assembly. This is where the problem was, so we're going to put this all back together and get her back online. All right, Henry Wiederman's out. Have a good weekend.